here with Dana, one of my good friends who is launching the next iteration of Camp Reinvention, and I'm excited to talk to you about it.
Yes.
And find out more about what your plans are. I love talking to you because your enthusiasm is contagious, and we're both sort of in the same space. You know, we're very into helping women, and you've been doing it for a very, very long time. You just tied up your last camp, which was the accelerator for more towards business women and changing your career. What was the title? Changing your career.
Change your career by the end of the year.
By the end of the year. So it was a
that was
90-day
our
program, and I thought it was so brilliant. And I've heard wonderful things from participants, all the testimonials. I spoke to one woman who was just like, this was really exactly what I needed. So I think it's important that we tell people what the next one's about. And I think you can just, I know you're launching it next week. And
March 24th. Yep.
March
So a couple
24th.
weeks.
And this one is a health accelerator, which I think will appeal to so many people of our age group. Let's just say our age group. We're not going to put an age on it, but let's just say our age group.
Yes.
So tell me more about what your plans are.
Awesome. So let me first backtrack and let people know what Camp Reinvention is. So Wendy Parati is my fabulous co-founder, and we started Camp Reinvention really to help women in our age group redefine what it means to get older and to kick age to the curb and to do whatever the hell we want to do and create the second half of life that we're really excited about. So we're offering different programs. And like you mentioned, the program we have coming up in a couple of weeks is our Health Accelerator. So what we're doing is it's a 12-week program, and Wendy and I will be teaching the Camp Reinvention process during that 12-week time period. We will teach once a week, one evening a week for an hour and a half. The Camp Reinvention process, it's really robust. It's really a boot camp version of what we've taught for the last year and a half. And it's all about growing you, the woman behind your goal. Like, you have to grow into being the person you want to be so that you can accomplish whatever the heck you want to accomplish, right? So it's all the mindset work, all the getting rid of negative patterns, letting go of the stuff we need to let go of so we can travel the second half of our life a little more lightly. And of course, clarity and goal setting and accountability and all that good, rich stuff. So that's what we do in our Camp Reinvention process. In the Health Accelerator, what we're doing, and I'm so excited about this, is we are bringing in 16 different women's health experts. So they are going to cover everything that we need to know, both preventative and also healing, everything that we need to know to be the healthy and vibrant and energized version of who we want to be as we're getting older and embracing the decades. So experts that cover everything from skincare to menopause and hormone changes, women's brain health, women's heart health, reversing your biological age. There are actually things that we can do to biohack and reverse our biological age, which is amazing. Gut health, rheumatology and handling autoimmune issues and arthritis, which is something I wrestle with, handling those things in a way that is lifestyle based, lowering inflammation rather than focusing on some of the scary medicines. Oh gosh, there's a whole long list, but so 15 different experts, mind, body healing, energy healing. And so what we're really focusing on is all of who you are. So mind, body, and spirit. I think the Camp Reinvention process is super robust for the mind. The body and spirit is what we're covering with all these fabulous women's health experts. So we're bringing them all to the table. These experts are there to teach. They are there to answer questions. They are not selling you a damn thing. And so they are literally with us for 90 minutes each, sharing their insights, their expertise, and fielding our questions. So I think it's going to be amazing to be able to learn from all these amazing experts.
Can you tell me some of those experts, who they are?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have actually locally here in Connecticut, so we have Dr. Jane Minkin, who is a gynecologist with Yale. She is fabulous, and she calls herself Madam Ovary, which I absolutely love. We have her also in Connecticut. She, and by the way, she's a hoot, and she'll cut to the chase right away. Give us all the down and dirty of what we need to know about menopause.
The world was trying to get into her practice. The world. I heard about her when I first got here, and I was like, "Can I go to this woman?" But I couldn't.
I've heard her speak a few times. She's amazing. We have Dr. Kara Fitzgerald, and it's interesting. She's based out of, I believe it's Sandy Hook area of Connecticut. And she wrote a book called Younger You. And she's the doctor that's really focusing on the things that we can do to reverse our biological age, which I find is absolutely fascinating. Also in Connecticut, we do have experts from around the country, but I'll kind of highlight Connecticut for purposes of all of our folks here on the shoreline. We have Dr. Christian Whitney, who founded Restorative Pain Solutions out of Greenwich. And he's going to talk about some of those things that we can do to manage pain, and of course, manage it in the most holistic way, getting to the root cause, things that we can do that isn't scary medicines, doing the things that are most proactive. Trying to think of some of the other doctors in Connecticut. And then just in terms of just kind of branching out, we have a sleep expert, Lisa Charles. We have, I should have my list in front of me. I'm trying to go off the top of my head here. Yeah, we have a women's brain health expert, Dr. Nancy Lansdorf, and she wrote a book called Women's Brain Health After Age 40. And so I think that's going to be really interesting. We have a functional doctor, Dr. Joseph Lamb, who is really world renowned. And what he's going to do is come to us about women's heart health. And it was interesting when I spoke with him, I was kind of giving him the list of topics I was looking at. He's like, Dana, you're missing the most important one. I'm like, well, what's that? He said, heart health. Heart health kills more women than anything else. And we have different symptoms that we need to look out for. And once those symptoms arise, we could have done something for 10 or 20 years leading up to it to make it so those symptoms don't become, so it doesn't realize. So he's going to talk about those preventative things that we can do to really keep our heart healthy and to hopefully ward off heart disease. We have
one expert there that I wouldn't want to hear.
I
think it's relevant right now to all of us. And to find this quality of really sort of in the life coaching sphere, so much access. So when you say that explain a little bit about how the camp actually happens. So when you participate in one of the meetings with one of the experts, it's an interactive meeting.
It is. And I should share too, all of the programs held virtually. So we do have women from around the country and some from other countries joining us. Everything is interactive. That's something that's really important in our teaching. So when Wendy and I teach, obviously we teach the content and we always open it up for conversation and for coaching support. And that's so important because everybody's not only learning from us, Wendy and I, or the experts, they're learning from the insights and the questions that each other has as well.
Right.
And I think no matter what change you're going through, change is hard. And no matter what you're going through and what you're wrestling with in your personal life, I'm going to guarantee you that almost everybody else in the room is wrestling with the exact same thing. And we all think we're all alone. Right. And I think the beauty of coming together in a program like this is you realize I'm not alone and we're all dealing with the same stuff. And this is where there's really magic in that, where now everybody is elevating each other and providing such a beautiful support for each other that they didn't even realize was there or was possible. So that's wonderful.
And there are also Facebook groups surrounding each expert. How does that work?
So what we're going to do is we're going to have a closed Facebook group for this program only. And so that way the experts can pop in and answer questions. Obviously, Wendy and I will be popping in and answering questions and putting out things for people to think about. We're also having the experts just be available during the duration of the program for any questions that get sent their way. So quite frankly, some experts aren't Facebook people. So in that case, I'm saying, hey, if you have a question, send it to me and I'll email it to the expert and I'll get an answer for you. So no matter what, we'll make sure you get your questions answered during the program.
It's sort of an incredible amount of access, I think.
It is.
To have access to these experts who are
these experts, and by the way, they're not being paid. They are doing this in a way that is so generous and so from the heart to be of service, which is just beautiful. And I should also mention too, in the program, we have accountability coaching pods as well. So you're going to be getting the teaching from Wendy and I, the teaching and the questions that are being answered by the experts. But then twice a month, we're also getting together in these small group coaching pods. And that's really a chance to get the coaching support to address whatever's showing up in your life, to answer questions, of course, and for each other to support each other as well as a small group, kind of peer group as well.
Yeah, I love that. I think
so there's a real hand holding.
Yeah. I guess my last question would be, who do you think will benefit most? Who are you targeting this to?
That's a great question. I think the woman who is either A, extremely proactive about her health,
Mhm.
or B, is having some challenges and wants to know how to handle it in the most effective way. I do find that as we reach the stage of life, and this may resonate for some of your people, I know it certainly does for our campers, you reach the stage of life and sometimes you're like, I've been taking care of my body and I don't recognize it anymore. So it'll be effective. It'll be effective for that person. I fall into that camp sometimes. Other people are kind of coming from the perspective of, I've been taking care of everybody else and I haven't been taking care of me. And I need to do that. And I want to do it now. And so that person is going to be impacted. And I think a lot of people also fall into the camp of, I've been doing pretty good, but the
Mhm.
consistency is absolutely not there. And
Mhm.
so I think, with getting that consistency on the things that we know we need to do,
Mhm.
but ultimately knowing insight without action isn't going to do anything. So it's turning whatever insight it is that is applicable to you and implementing it. And I say applicable to you because the reality is we get so many, I guess, pieces of information coming into our lives about the diets that we think we should be doing, the exercise we think we should be doing. There's a zillion and one diets, a zillion and one exercise routines. And oftentimes what happens is people start and then they get overwhelmed and then they stop. And then they start another thing and they get overwhelmed and they stop.
Sounds
And we
like
want to help. Yeah, well, and it happens to all of us. And what we're going to do is really
I
help
did
people.
anything for 3 days.
So that momentum didn't really happen, but yeah, you started really excited, right? And so I think we really want to help people hone in on being the expert of themselves. Like you're going to hear all these great things and you're going to learn a ton in a program like this, obviously with these type of experts. But at the end of the day, you need to filter it through the lens of what works for you.
Right.
And because you're the guru of you, we call it the Uru. You're the Uru. And so we want to help you find what applies to you as it relates to what you want to implement from these experts. And then, of course, in the Camp Reinvention process, while this program is about health, everything we're talking about applies to everything.
Mhm.
Any goal you have, it could be career, it could be relationship, it could be health, anything. It's all about you growing into being the best version of you, right? At the end of the day, and getting clear on what you want at this stage of your life and giving yourself permission to go there. I think a lot of times, we've been shooting on ourselves our whole lives sometimes. And it takes coming to this stage of our life where, it's a natural reset time, where we can focus perhaps a little bit more on ourselves. And maybe we're a little more focused on sharing our voice and being true to ourselves in a way that maybe we haven't been. And I say this through the lens of a lot of people we work with. This is a time where we get to do that. And we still have a long life ahead of us. And so we want to help women be as proactive as they can be about being intentional, about showing up as who they want to show up as, doing the things they want to do, experiencing the things they want to experience, and of course, being the healthiest version of themselves so they can do all these things.
I think this is going to be super popular with readers of the e-list, but I also am going to participate because it resonates. Every single bit of it resonates with me and where I am right now.
I'm so happy
Um,
with that.
I think I'll share the link to sign up on the e-list and also wherever I post this video. Is there anything else that you'd like to add, or have we sort of covered it?
Oh, actually, yes, there is one thing I want to add. We were offering your e-list ladies a
Oh, I forgot.
$100 discount. Don't want to forget that. So we're offering a special discount to the women of the e-list. So what you'll do is when you register, there'll be a shopping cart, and in the shopping cart, put Camp 100, and that'll give you a $100 discount to the program.
How
So
can I get that key piece of information?
yes, very important. And
I really appreciate you extending the discount to the readers.
Yeah,
Lovely.
really happy to do that. And by the way, I mean, e-list I've always been a huge fan and even a big part of my life. So very grateful for that. The other thing too, I want to share is the program starts March 24th. So you can sign up anytime from March 8th to March 24th, and we'll start that night at 7:00 p.m. Eastern. So
And it goes through, I don't think we mentioned.
it goes through, I don't have the date on the top of my head, but it goes through the second week of June. So it's a 12-week program. Yeah.
And it meets the actual meetings will be recorded in case you miss anything.
Yes, actually, great point. So when you purchase the program, all the teaching is live, but everything is recorded and everything is yours for a lifetime. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Key point. Well, I'm really looking forward and can't wait to start. I think it's going to be life-changing.
Fantastic.
So thanks so much. And I will see
You're
you.
welcome. All right. Terrific. Thanks, Erica.
Bye.